I recently heard a quote that said, if everybody in the world put their problems into a hat, would you feel comfortable taking the gamble of picking a random problem to put upon yourself? Would you be okay with the possibility of taking on the burden of somebody else's problems? Now, if you're dealing with some pretty serious stuff, maybe that would be worth doing. But for a lot of us, myself included, obviously the problems that we're dealing with in our day-to-day are nothing in comparison to what others might be feeling. And I really like this quote because it puts into perspective what you're actually dealing with on a day-to-day basis, and how something that is the world to you, something that is so detrimental to your life, is nothing in somebody else's world. In addition to that, I think it's important to realize, and another thing that this quote helps us do, is to put in perspective how our problems define us, right? And you can say this for a lot of things, but in particular, your problems are what make you, right? There's no problems in the world. If nobody had any issues that they were dealing with, there would not be any character to any of these people. Everybody would be similar or the same. But it's your burdens, your problems, your tasks, the things you have to take on a day-to-day basis that are defining and have defined you. So I love this quote, and I think re-angling perspective, because I've said it a million times, perspective is everything. And turning your perspective to understand that while you might have it bad, while you might have a lot of issues to be dealing with, when you're really in the gutter dealing with those issues, would you trade those problems for other people's problems that are in a worse situation than you? You absolutely wouldn't. Would you take the gamble to even try that? Definitely not. And so, I think about this with myself. Like, I deal with such the most bullshit problems. I don't even want to say them because they're so like minimal, right? Like it's just not things that are seriously detrimental to my life. And I, make them seem like they're this huge issue. They're these huge issues because they're my only issues, really. And I'm so grateful and I'm so blessed to not really have a lot to deal with in my life. Thank God. Right. But, I quickly go back to this quote and I think, you know what, if I'm dealing with a certain issue in my life, would I rather have that problem, or would I rather take a gamble on somebody else's problem, basically somebody else's life? And I absolutely would not. I love my life and I love who I am and I love what I'm doing. And every issue I face, I know is tailored for me to build my character and to build me up into the person that I'm meant to be. So I absolutely love what I'm doing and where I'm going. And the point of this video is to kind of encourage you to feel the same, right? Like your problems would not make sense to me as my problems would not make sense to you, because they're, thrusted upon us to develop into who we're meant to develop into. So when prompted with the question of if you take a gamble for somebody else's problems, really think about what these problems you have in your life are doing for you. So limit your complaints, or when you do start to complain about something, really think about if this is even worth your time and energy to complain about. Because I promise you there's somebody out there that's dealing with something that's much worse and has the right to complain, but they're not. So view your problems as your superpower. It's the obstacles that are going to help you grow into who you're meant to be. I love viewing them this way, because something that seems like an obstacle in my life seems like an issue that I'm dealing with in something that has a negative connotation attached to it, is now something that I need to complete, something that I need to surpass and get over in order to achieve my goals. I absolutely love it. I love it. So think of your problems as the step, as a inevitable step on the journey to your success. And then you'll start to see them in a positive way, hopefully. Thank you for watching.